Welcome back to the Amped 2 Own the Mountain guide. In this video, we'll be going to Laax 1. And yeah, so Laax is a mountain in Switzerland. I looked it up and it looks awesome. It's got so many, custom snow parks built into it. So anyway, and this is also going to be the foreign mountain where hopefully I don't make an ass of myself with these drop point names. So for snowmen, we're starting on Fatschas. And we're just gonna ride forward because the first snowman is across kind of the drop. You need to grind the fallen tree, and then there's the first snowman. And we're going to keep showing the run, just speed it up, because the second then is where you can either go into the half pipe on the left or go into the overhang on the right. Follow that until the tree that you'd grind for one of the pro challenges, and the second snowman's at the end of that. Then ride across the half pipe and get up on the top of it. If you don't know how to do that, you click in the left thumbstick when you ride up a half pipe, and you can get to Snowman 3. Then follow the big jump down, and you'll see the house in front of you with a gap off of a ramp on kind of the front right side, and a snowman on the front left corner. So, that's the 4 snowman we can collect from Fatschas. They're very well broken up into the 2 drop points of Laax 1, these snowmen are. So after that, we'll go to Kurtgani for the other 4 snowmen. So this first snowman on Kurtgani is a bit of a ways down again, just enough to speed up, but not enough to fade. And it'll actually be by the house you will ride by. There is a gap in the banners on the side that you can squeeze through, but I find it easier to grind the fallen tree and jump over the banner to get over to this house. And then at the house, the snowman, you will go to the right side and the snowman is on a hump where you will just come out in a straight line. So sure, I got the snowman, but then he kind of got me in a way with that thing I fell into afterwards. But make your way back to the right trail and follow it down until there's another house you can jump up onto, and the next snowman is on top of that. Now make your way over the jump with a gap, and you will want to trail off into the trees, kind of to the right side, but keep going forward sort of diagonally in a way. And this snowman is just off in the trees. It's incredible. I don't know how many people would ever find that on their own. I definitely have to give a huge thank you again to KTWO's 100% speedrun on Speed Demo's archive that obviously included all these snowmen and gaps as part of it, so it gave me a visual path across his run to know where all of them are and know how to consolidate them the best. So there's one more snowman on Kurtgani. You'll ride about halfway down, and then you'll want to ride up on the very right side of the trail. The snowman is on a rock overlooking the trail on the right side there. So that is all 8 snowmen, and next we're gonna go get the gaps. And now after Mount Hood required a good amount of big air and ollie, Laax kind of steps it back. If you come at this too late with a character that has too high a big air and ollie, you'll be in trouble on some of these gaps, especially this first one. We go back to Fatschas and take the left path at the beginning, and this first gap might surprise you by kind of being off of a kicker that you'd usually ride just by. But this one is definitely a case where I had to find the specific right amount of speed with this character, because otherwise their stats were too high and I would just coast over the landing point. So Laax is another level where you should try some of the gaps when you get there. So after kind of following the trail above the half pipe and getting to where that sends you above the big jump, the second gap is kind of off of a small little rock kicker, steep angle over to the left to land kind of where a fallen tree that overlooks that big jump, where it branches out of the cliff about halfway down. And so then the third gap, you saw it already on the house, and this is another one where you see right here I just coast over the landing point. I have too much big air and ollie stats, and I'll have to find just the right amount of speed to make that one possible. And that's also frustrating because if you have to restart at Fatschas and ride down, it's gonna take a while, and you're gonna have to do that a few times. But this second gap, here's a little help that you don't actually need to go off the jump. You can jump kind of at the base of the kicker of the rock and land in the right area. And then, once again, like I said, this was a level where I was happy to just get one gap and then ride to the bottom to save my progress. So a bit less of a consolation job, but we made them. Those are the 3 gaps you can get on Fatshas, and so we'll head to Kurtgani next. Meanwhile, the other 2 gaps on Kurtgani are kinda gimmies, at least to me. I found these pretty easy. So for the 4th gap of this video, start at Kurtgani, take the left path, stay on the left. You can kind of see the route and where some of the pro challenges have you interact with this area. You will see a gap, and that when you get it, actually, it's pretty cool. You jump right over the fence, just over the banner. That's kind of the cool feeling that a good gap should do. And then make your way back to the right path, and you'll see that last gap where you can jump and kind of take a shortcut there. And that was fine with the amount of stats I had. Those 4th and 5th gaps were fine with the stats I had. And that 5th one, I mean, I've been to Laax, obviously, when I get there, and I tried this now, and you always seem to get that same trajectory. So that's a pretty nice gap that shouldn't really give you much trouble, if any. So that was the snowmen and the gaps on Laax 1. Next, we will head to Mount Bowler to see what we can get into there. Thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying, and I hope you join me next time.